Hey, welcome to the Digest, where we have conversations about faith and give an insight into my creative process. Now, I want to talk more about my artistry. And I want to start with the creative process for You Can Know the Half. But before that, actually, I need to give a testimony. So, in 2013, a very good friend of mine at the time tricked me into a competition. I say tricked me because maybe she didn't know, but no, she did. But I didn't know. I just thought I was going to a showcase to share the gospel and just rap. That's all. Then I get there, I see 3 judges, cameras. Oh, what's going on? It's not going to stop me, obviously, because I wanted to just share the gospel regardless. So I shared the gospel regardless from my music. I did a song called Fruits of the Spirit. And they loved it. And they pulled me through to the boot camp. So I'm on to the next stage. I get to the finals and we have the live showcase now. We can invite our friends and family. I brought my whole church out. I brought my whole family out. And we went to the competition. And I came first. I think it was about £1,000. And I gave 20% to my church and 800 I took home, and I bought my first sets of equipment. So I bought a microphone, I bought a digital camera as well at the time. I bought like speakers, audio interface. So I started recording from home, and from that I was able to start recording my mixtape, You Can Know the Half. And the concept behind You Can Know the Half, those of you that have been following me for quite some time, you know, it basically comes from, when you tell somebody your story and they say, you must have been through a lot, and then you say something like, bruh, trust me, you don't even know the half of it. And I felt very much led to share the half, because that half belongs to God. It doesn't belong to me. I can't be holding on to that. It's about giving it to God so that He can get the glory for it. And you never know what that half can do for others as well, because somebody may be going through the same thing you've been through, and the fact that you've gone through it may be an encouragement for them to actually go through it. We hear a lot about suicide. We hear a lot about just things that are very bad, that people may end up doing. But sharing our stories can sometimes just help somebody see the light. I shared a lot of things. I speak about my struggle with witchcraft. I speak about the death of my mother. I speak about my life story, basically, like plain and simple. I talk about like just my upbringing, coming from the Congo all the way to the UK, being raised without both parents. I speak about a lot of things on that mixtape, man. Like, you really get to know me, like, if you listen to that mixtape. It's got about 14 tracks, I believe, or 13 tracks, something like that. Yeah, man, the process behind that, it was just me writing from a more of a storytelling perspective, because I wanted to tell my story. That's what it was all about. I just wanted to tell my story. And you hear that there's only one grime track in that whole project, because I didn't think I could use grime to share the gospel like that. I didn't know I could. Obviously now you know it does. But at that time I thought, let me slow it down so people can hear what I have to say. Some of my favorite songs, He Reigns is definitely one of them. Nobody Knows, Life Story, God Gets All the Glory. That one is definitely a banger, because that's the first track that put me up like on the map, you know what I mean? So definitely opened a few doors for me. The video got nominated for a Jump Release Music Video Award. Also got a rap award at the PGMA. So it was good to see what that done basically. Also, I remember my listening experience. Oh my days, I cried, man. Like, you know why I remember me crying? Because my nephew, oh my days, he was like, Uncle Tracy cried. I just never see me cry, but I cried because I was holding so much stuff inside. The grief that I went through with my mom, like, yeah, of course I cried during the funeral like crazy, but I've never revisited that story. I've never revisited my testimony like that. Going back into Angola, going back into Congo, like being given witchcraft and the pastor's abuse that I was receiving as a little kid, all of those stuff, it just hit me. And then thinking about my mom passing away and how I was cold towards her, like there was just a lot of regrets, there was a lot of pain, and I'd never really revisited that. So You Can Know the Half really gave me the opportunity to revisit all my pains, all my struggle, and it was so liberating to put that out in the atmosphere. So my creative process for that was tell your story. Tell your story. Don't hold anything back. I touched on so many subjects, which is yeah, man, it's so liberating. It's my testimony basically. If you wanna know my story, you wanna know my testimony, definitely go and listen to You Can Know the Half mixtape. Check out the listening experience to hear the full testimony and how I gave my life to Christ. You're listening to The Digest, where we have conversations about faith and give insight into my creative process. Until next time.